We're live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live, India's Voice to the World. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. India celebrates 75 years of adoption of Constitution. Year-long celebrations begin today. Indian Constitution is a live, progressive document, says President Draupadi Murmu, addresses Our Constitution, Our Self-Respect event in the Central Hall of Samvidhan Divas. US President-elect Donald Trump's statement on sweeping tariffs rolls global markets. Dollar surges ahead as China issues a swift warning. Israel cabinet to meet to discuss Lebanon ceasefire deal. And the top story this hour, India is celebrating its 75th Constitution Day today. It marks the adoption of the Indian Constitution by the Constituent Assembly in 1949. President Draupadi Murmu addressed the joint sitting of Parliament at the Central Hall of the old Parliament building to mark the occasion. At the event, Our Constitution, Our Self-Respect, the President said that in the last few years, the government has done many unprecedented works for all sections of the society, especially the backward classes. She added that today poor are getting their own houses and world-class infrastructure is being developed in the country.
आज हम सब एक ऐतिहासिक अवसर के भागीदार भी बन गए हैं और साक्षी भी। 75 वर्ष पहले संविधान सदन के इसी केंद्रीय कक्ष में आज ही के दिन संविधान सभा ने नवस्वाधीन देश के लिए संविधान निर्माण का बहुत बड़ा कार्य संपन्न किया था। उस दिन संविधान सभा के माध्यम से हम भारत के लोगों ने इस संविधान को अपनाया, अधिनियमित किया और आत्मार्पित किया था। हमारे संविधान हमारे लोकतांत्रिक गणतंत्र की सुदृढ़ आधारशिला है।
As part of the celebrations, the President released a commemorative coin and stamp. 2 books, Making of the Constitution of India, A Glimpse, and Making of the Constitution of India and Its Glorious Journey was also unveiled. Additionally, a booklet on the art of the Indian Constitution and versions of the Constitution translated into Sanskrit and Maithili were launched. A short film tracing the Constitution's making, historical importance and evolution was screened for attendees. The event holds special significance as it marks the 75th anniversary of the adoption of the Constitution by the Constituent Assembly on November 26, 1949. The Constitution came into effect on January 26, 1950.
बहुत-बहुत धन्यवाद।
Well, the 75th anniversary of the adoption of the Indian Constitution is a milestone which shaping the democratic framework of the nation. The day is a tribute to the framers of the document. Constitution Day is also known as Samvidhan Divas. More in this report.
Preamble of the Constitution. We, the people of India, have solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution, 75 years ago, on 26th of November 1949, in the Central Hall of Parliament building, through the members of the Constituent Assembly, we the people of India adopted, enacted and gave to ourselves the constitutions. The Constitution of India is enshrined as the foundation of the world's largest democracy. It is the supreme law within the framework of our democratic system, and it consistently guides us in our endeavors. The Constitution is both the source of our democratic governance system and a guiding force. We the people is an invitation, a pledge, a faith. This sentiment expressed in the Constitution is the original sentiment of India, which has been the mother of democracy in the world. This sentiment is also visible in the Republic of Vaishali and in the hymns of the Vedas. Our democracy resonates in our constitution. Provisions have also been included to permit necessary amendments that satisfy future generations' needs in our endeavors in ensuring that the constitution remains relevant over time.
This constitution is flexible, and the beauty is this in the spirit, in the preamble. This constitution is our pride, and I can say that this constitution is the best constitution. And it has superiority over other constitutions.
We have adopted the best practices from the constitutions of other countries. Moreover, the values of our ancient heritage and the ideals of our struggle for independence can also be seen in our constitution. Our constitution is for the people of India, by the people of India, and of the people of India. It is a national document that also reflects the democratic systems prevalent in our ancient Indian republics and other Buddhist communities.
It's a very wonderful, beautiful provision. If all countries could adopt Article 51C or its spirit and behaved accordingly in their relations with each other, we would have a much better world. Respect for international law, for example. It is the lack of respect for international law that is causing the conflicts and wars that are going on at the moment.
The people of India are worthy of congratulations for the values and respect that the Indian Constitution has earned over the past 75 years. Similarly, the three branches of the central and state governments, namely the legislature, the executive and the judiciary, are deserving of congratulations. Strengthening the relationship and coordination between the union and the states, India's journey towards cooperative federalism is a living example of the dynamism of our constitution. Today, we have a great opportunity to express our gratitude to the architects of our constitution who have provided for peaceful, revolutionary changes through constitutional amendments. It should be hoped that by being vigilant about this constitutional standard and living up to our constitutional ideas, we will succeed in establishing India as the ideal democracy in the world. Bureau Report, DD India.
Well, the 17th edition of the Convention on Pharmaceutical Ingredients and PMEC India Expo is set to kickstart today. Renowned as a comprehensive one-stop destination for innovative, cost-effective solutions, the Expo will also showcase the pharmaceutical industry's modernization, innovation and sustainability. Let's know more about it.
2020 brought the world to a standstill, but it also tested India's resilience. In the face of uncertainty, our pharmaceutical industry rose to the challenge. From manufacturing critical medicines to developing vaccines like Covaxin and Covishield, India became the pharmacy of the world. Over 220 crore vaccine doses were administered domestically, while more than 100 countries received Indian-made vaccines under Vaccine Metri. Our pharmaceutical exports crossed $25 billion in 2023, cementing India's position as the world's largest generic medicine supplier. With a growing domestic market valued at 3.2 lakh crore rupees, the government's focus on research and innovation has been unwavering. Under the 2024-25 budget, 7,500 crore rupees has been allocated to promote pharma research and manufacturing under Make in India. From combating COVID to revolutionizing global healthcare, India's pharma sector has grown multifold. touching lives worldwide and driving the economy forward. And now, the 17th edition of the CPHI and PMEC India Expo is set to showcase this remarkable journey. Starting today, it will bring together industry leaders, innovators, and global stakeholders to explore new horizons in pharmaceuticals. Join us at the India Expo Center, Greater Noida, and be part of this transformative journey. The future of pharma begins here.
Well, India observes the 16th anniversary of the horrific 26/11 terror attack in Mumbai, which took place in 2008. As many as 166 people lost their lives and over 300 were injured after 10 terrorists from Pakistan launched simultaneous attacks in several parts of the Maharashtra city. The heroics of the Indian Army and Mumbai police led to all the Pakistani terrorists being eliminated.
26th of November, a day that shook India but also ignited a fire of resilience and resolve. India promised to never let history repeat itself. From the surgical strikes in Pakistan, occupied Kashmir and Balakot to counter-insurgency operations on the Myanmar border, India's message was clear. We defend with precision and strike with conviction. To secure our borders and our people, the 2024-25 defence budget stands at 6.22 lakh crore, the highest among all ministries. This includes 1,72,000 crore rupees for capital acquisition and 92,088 crore rupees for operational readiness. Atmanirbhar Bharat, India has become a global leader in defence manufacturing. BrahMos missiles and Hal Tejas fighter jets to INS Vikrant and bulletproof jackets, we are creating for the world and securing ourselves. Our future is in cutting-edge technology, AI-driven defence systems, hypersonic missiles, and state-of-the-art drones. India is not just defending its borders, but reshaping global security standards. From November 26th to today, India stands tall, strong, secure, and self-reliant. This is the story of a nation that never backs down.
Well, on the anniversary of Kavali terror attacks in Mumbai, President Draupadi Murmu paid homage to the brave hearts who lost their lives and expressed solidarity with their families. In a social media post, the President said, and I quote, "A grateful nation salutes its valiant security personnel who made ultimate sacrifice while protecting our people. It is also the day to reiterate that India remains firmly committed to defeating terrorism in all its forms," unquote. Also, Maharashtra Governor C.P. Radhakrishna too paid floral tributes to the Brave Hearts and Martyrs Memorial on the premises of the Police Commissioner's office on the 16th anniversary of the 26/11 Mumbai terror attack. Maharashtra's Chief Minister Eknath Shinde along with Deputy Chief Ministers Devendra Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar also paid floral tributes to the Brave Hearts. And US President-elect Donald Trump shows toughening of his stand against illegal immigration and drug trafficking even before he formally takes charge on January 20th next year. Though he had declared his intentions much during the election campaign itself, his announcement post-election naming countries carries much weight, signaling implementation of his promises. Here's a report by Akhilesh Suman.
US President-elect Donald Trump on Monday pledged big tariffs on the United States' three largest trading partners, Canada, Mexico and China, detailing how he will implement campaign promises that could eventually trigger trade wars. Trump said he would impose 25% tariffs on all imports from Mexico and Canada as one of his first actions upon becoming US President. He said drugs, in particular fentanyl, were pouring into USA mostly through Mexico, and illegal immigrants are crossing to USA through Canada. In addition to this, Trump also said that he will impose 10% tariff on goods being imported from China over the country's alleged lack of action on drug trafficking to the United States. Trump warned that until such time as these things stop, his government would be charging tariffs above any additional tariff on all products from China coming into United States of America. More than 83% of exports from Mexico went to the US in 2023, and 75% of Canadian exports also go to the neighboring country. Trump's threatened new tariff plan would appear to violate the terms of the US-Mexico-Canada Agreement on Trade. The deal, which Trump himself signed into law, took effect in 2020 and continued the largely duty-free trade between the three countries. A Chinese embassy spokesperson in Washington hit back on Trump's plan, saying no one will win a trade war or a tariff war. Donald Trump has previously pledged to end China's most favored nation trading status and slap tariffs on Chinese imports in excess of 60%, much higher than those imposed during his first term. The Chinese economy is now in a much more vulnerable position given the country's prolonged property downturn, debt risks and weak domestic demand. Akhilesh Suman's report for DD India.
And updates from West Asia conflict now. The Israeli cabinet will meet on Tuesday to discuss a ceasefire deal with Hezbollah. The meeting comes after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu gave his in-principle approval to the plan. Netanyahu signaled his potential approval for the emerging ceasefire with Hezbollah during a security consultation with Israeli officials on Sunday night. Netanyahu's spokesperson said the Israeli cabinet will vote on the proposed deal on Tuesday and it is expected to pass. United States envoy Amos Hochstein and said in Beirut last week that a ceasefire deal between Israel and Lebanon was within our grasp, but that it was ultimately the decision of the parties. Israel's National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir has expressed strong opposition to the deal, calling it a big mistake and a historic missed opportunity to eradicate Hezbollah. Well, Benny Gantz, who resigned from Israel's war cabinet in June over Netanyahu's handling of Gaza conflict, called on the Prime Minister to make the details of the ceasefire deal public. And US President Joe Biden and French President Emmanuel Macron are expected to announce a ceasefire between Hezbollah and Israel imminently. Signs of a diplomatic breakthrough were accompanied by heavy Israeli airstrikes on Beirut's Hezbollah-controlled southern suburbs as Israel pressed on with the offensive it launched in September after almost a year of cross-border hostilities. White House National Security spokesperson John Kirby said, "We are close, but nothing is done until everything is done."
What I'd say is we have made significant progress with getting towards a resolution. That includes progress from where we were when I spoke to this last week, but we're not done yet. Nothing is final until everything is final. We continue to work to try and get an agreement over the line, and we're hopeful we can get one, but we need both of the parties to get to yes.
Well, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office declined to comment on reports that Israel and Lebanon had agreed to the text of a deal. Israel's ambassador to the UN, Danny Danon, said on Monday that talks towards a ceasefire with Hezbollah are moving forward, but insisted that Israel will maintain an ability to strike southern Lebanon in any agreement.
We are moving forward on this front. As I said many times, our goal was very clear, which is to push Hezbollah north of the Litani River. We haven't finalized it, but we are moving forward. I assume that the cabinet will meet today or tomorrow to discuss it. And I think for us it's important what will happen after. That Hezbollah will not be allowed to come back to the fence, and we will do whatever is necessary to guarantee it. We learned the lessons from 2006.
While dozens of participants have gathered in central Russia to take part in the Battle of Robots held as part of the innovative games of the Future tournament. The contest of steel and technology features 32 teams from Russia, India, Iran, China and more. Watch this special report by RT correspondent Anastasia Volodina.
Hands-on experience is the best way you can learn about robotics and engineering. That's why teams from Russia, Belarus, India, Iran and China have gathered here today in Moscow to test their mettle in the Battle of the Robots. experienced robotic teams and young engineers from all across the globe, including the BRICS states, are here today testing their strength in this milestone event.
The Russian government organized this competition to serve as a platform for testing new ideas in robotics. This gives engineers and developers alike the opportunity to experiment, improve their designs and algorithms, and lead each other to groundbreaking solutions. The captain of the Iranian team told us his team's robot was a bit too dangerous for its own good.
Our team arrived to Iran airport, banned by police. They tell to us the robots look like the rockets, and we missed flight. And the organizer Russian helped us to booking a new ticket to arrive to Moscow.
To get close to the ring, I had to change from my bright pink jacket into something a little bit more subtle. I was giving this competition branded sweatshirt. The competition final stage featured 32 international teams participating in Battle of the Robots and their miniature counterparts. We've got a prime spot here to see all the action going on, and from here we'll be keeping a close eye on all the teams as they forge their path to the first place.
After a tough battle, Daddy Bot's team from Russia's St. Petersburg took home the gold in these exciting robot battles and told us they're already planning to build a new machine.
It's hard to convey all the feelings and emotions because it's about realizing something a person has wanted for almost their entire life. And it happens right here, in real life. The Battle of Robots clearly showed that the atmosphere was serious and that there would be very high stakes, with many teams building strong robots. It immediately made me want to compete, to create my own machine, and to fulfill a childhood dream.
International Battle of the Robots competition plays a key role in forming global tech culture and inspiring innovators from all around the world. Anastasia Volodina from Moscow region for RT.
All right, that's all for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. Well, we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Lepakshi Kurana from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India News Hour.